Sat Sri Akal. Today I want to talk to you about the effect of the pandemic on our first responders and how some of their claims for benefits have been, in fact, denied. So we know that 1 in 5 Canadians at some point in their life will suffer from a mental illness. There are statistics on this, and it's proven, and it's obviously very unfortunate. We know those in certain jobs, police, fire, nursing, even PSWs, social work, are exposed to stresses that most of us are not exposed to. And as a result, they can suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, increased anxiety, and potential for major depression diagnosis, amongst other mental illness. The pandemic has been stressful for everyone. It has certainly made worse the condition of those who were already suffering from mental illness, and has resulted in extreme anxiety and stress for those who, in fact, were not suffering from a mental illness before the pandemic. Well, let's look at our first responders, the police, fire, ambulance, particularly our nurses and our PSWs, those hospital staff who are frontline, who have seen tragedy, who have been understaffed, and have had much pressure put on them. And I think, obviously, as a society, we all thank them for their kind and for their hard work and their service. What we've noticed and what I've noticed in my law practice is we've been approached by many frontline workers, emergency workers, particular nurses, PSW, who have been denied their claims for disability benefits. And most of the claims are based on mental illness, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and depression. Really, many are feeling very burned out, and which often is a symptom, actually, of an anxiety disorder. So I'm seeing many claims denied, more so than I used to see in the past, and it's concerning to me. So I have a few words of advice for those who are suffering from mental illness, are suffering from job burnout, whether you're in fact your first responder or whether you have a different type of employment. First and foremost, if you have a disability policy available to you, whether it's short-term or long-term disability or both, it's important to get an ally in your family doctor. Every time you go to the family doctor, whether it's by phone or virtual nowadays or in person, your doctor will make a note about everything you say, and your specialists do the same. It's important to get an ally in your treating practitioners, your doctor, your psychiatrist, your psychologist, so they're fully aware of the complaints that you have. There's certain professions where there's maybe a stigma to reporting mental illness, anxiety, and people hold it back. It's important to realize that you're not alone. Report those symptoms to the appropriate medical professionals. So an application for disability benefits involves 3 forms: an employee statement, the employer statement, as well as a physician statement. The physician statement is one of the most important documents because it will set out the diagnosis, the symptoms, and the restrictions in terms of whether or not the person can perform their own occupation. So it's important that the symptoms have in fact been reported to your family doctor so they can prepare the form correctly. If your claim is denied, insurance companies often offer what's called an internal appeal process. I find in my experience it is a waste of time. It's like the left hand judging the right hand, and those claims inevitably get denied again. What I find is that you need to escalate the case. What we do and what any disability lawyer who does this type of work would do is engage the insurance company in litigation. In fact, a statement of claim would be issued, and after that, a much higher level person at the insurance company will be dealing with your case in addition to a lawyer. In that situation, they're more susceptible to putting some reason to the case and resolving in terms of putting you on claim or giving you some sort of a lump sum settlement that you deserve. So overall, I want to say this. I want to thank, obviously, our first responders for, obviously, their hard work and commitment at all times, and especially during this pandemic. And to know you're not alone in terms of medically and from a legal point of view when it comes to benefits that may have been denied. Thank you so much. Sat Sri Akal.